Ah, yes, this is In the Huddle. We're live at South High School. Woo-hoo! There you go. I'm Greg Kerr in for Vance Palm. Give it up to band director Tyler Poe.
Yeah.
And his South High Spartan Regiment. Come on.
Yeah.
Hey, 10 more seconds. Make this old man dance. Give me something. 10 seconds. Come on. Come on, do something. Anything. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Oh, yeah. Everybody loves this. All right. We are ready. We are ready. There you go. All right. I think I just broke my hip. Okay. Here we go. Time to talk South High Spartans athletics. And let's bring in the man, the creator of all of this from the Curtin High School District, Mr. Stan Green. Stan, how you doing, man?
Yay!
I love South High.
Yeah.
I love South High.
So I get to introduce the great principal. He's a great human being. I find myself saying that all the time, but I love this guy. Brian Mendeborough, he's entering his 3rd year here, and he's brought a special guest with him.
I did. Ureli Rodriguez is our ASB president. Super excited to introduce.
Thank you for that introduction. I appreciate it, guys.
Awesome.
Thanks for being here.
Hey, Brian, why don't you tell us about your journey? Because you're a local guy. You grew up in Bakersfield.
Yeah, local guy. Went to out in the Rosedale area, then went to East High School, graduated in the mid-'90s, then been with the high school district and Boys and Girls Clubs ever since, and then teacher, coach, moved into teaching and administration, and I'm just super thrilled to be here as the principal at South High.
What is it about your journey? You've always done things for the community and for kids. What is it that turned you in that direction, Brian?
A few reasons. Did a lot of work with Boys and Girls Clubs during my college days and realized that a lot of times when we were trying to make points of contact with families, it was in a school setting. So it was a natural transition for me to go into teaching and coaching and then stay with the high school district, and really been blessed with a lot of good mentors and people actually like Stan Green that have helped me along the way, and just blessed to be here a couple of years ago as principal at South High.
I saw you in the parking lot. You said you love this place. You love this place because?
There's just a real special vibe when you think of our students and staff. It's just a really special place to work. I know a lot of principals would say that, but coming over here a couple of years ago, it's something that you can really touch and feel, and you really feel part of the family here at South High, and it's just been an amazing last couple of years for me.
All right.
Awesome.
All right. Ureli, Stan's got a couple questions for you. Fire away, Stan.
All right, so you're a senior.
Yes.
What is it like being the ASB president?
It's so much fun, but it's a lot of work. Like this week, we had our homecoming week, and honestly, we did so much to prepare for this week. And I know our game is going to be so much fun. Our rally was so much fun. It's always worth it. At the end of the day, it's always worth it, and I just love it. And I like to work with the principal and everyone around here, so it's so much fun. I love it.
Super. So when did your political journey start?
Well, elementary school. In the 4th grade, I was the athletic manager, and I did that for 4th grade. And then for 5th grade, I was also president. I was 5th grade president, so it was really, really fun. And then in middle school, I wanted to do it again, but then COVID hit, so I didn't get the chance to. And then back again in high school, I went back into it, and then I was sophomore president, junior president, and now ASB president. It's so much fun.
What elementary school did you go to?
Jefferson.
Jefferson. How many? Jefferson? Anybody?
It's
No,
on the
but you're
other
the
side.
only Jefferson kid
Yeah.
here? Oh. And how about junior high? Where'd you go?
Sequoia.
All right. Well, okay, so as ASB president, so you're a senior, you're going to leave here.
I know.
What would you tell a freshman out there right now?
To get involved, because honestly, it makes your high school experience so worth it. Like, I've met so much people, so many teachers, like, they all really just changed my life, and it's so much fun because you get to go on different field trips, different events, and you learn so much. So you might as well get involved because it's really worth it, honestly. At the end of the day, you're going to have these memories forever, and you want to take away something from high school. So definitely get involved.
Great message.
I got to say, I am impressed because I've never sat that close to a principal when I was in school unless I was in trouble. So that's impressive that you have that kind of relationship with your principal, and it shows in everything you guys do at South High School. So
Thank you.
where are you going to go to school after high school?
Honestly, wherever school gives me money, because I have the grades, so hopefully I get some scholarships. But I really want to go to Long Beach. I think the school is really amazing. I love the campus, and I know what I want to study there. So I think hopefully there.
All right, I think we're closing in on Closing in on quarter number 2. Yeah? Got one more. Well, one thing we have to do, because every time we close a quarter, by the way, we're going to see who can play football out here. So I've got a Popeye's chicken sandwich. That guy has chicken right there. Catch this right here.
Trevor Horn eats barbecue chicken
All right,
with a fork and a spoon.
All right. So come on up here. We're going to give you a chicken sandwich here in a moment. Quarter number 2 is coming up as we are going to talk volleyball coming up next. Am I catching? Alex is looking at like this first-time guy. Come on, man. Here we go. We're going to take a break. Second quarter coming at you.
Great job.
Thank you.
Joe.
All right, so you're down here.
Okay. Where's the man football? There you go.
Okay, move down here, Greg.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was awesome. Luna. And then Jaden. Where's Jaden? Right here. Jaden? You're right in there, buddy. Come on in, right in. You're right in there. Ready?
Hey, look at the headset on and put it right next to your mouth, just like this. Perfect.
My head's too big.
How you doing, man? I'm Greg. Nice to meet you. What's that? Thank you. Thanks. And welcome back to In the Huddle. It's the second quarter. Our man Trevor Horn on the far side is here. We're going to talk some volleyball.
Come on, JJ, where's my sign? I need my sign again, JJ, come on.
There it is.
I eat barbecue chicken with a fork and knife.
There you go.
Thanks,
Absolutely.
Nori, I appreciate it.
Hey, what's wrong with that? Eating with a fork and knife. Trevor, take her away.
Hey, so we want to welcome in our 2 guests here. To my left, Luna Gomez. She's a senior libero for the South High volleyball team. And then Jaden Gasser Rodriguez Orozco. He is an esports member here at South High. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Jaden, let's get started with you. A couple weeks ago, we were at West High, and we had a esports member on that as well. Obviously video games got you into esports, but how did you go from just kind of hanging out in the living room or in your playroom and playing video games to being a member of the esports team?
Well, the first time I heard about it, it was from my English teacher, Huddle, right?
Okay.
And so I had him last year as a junior, and so yeah, he really introduced me to it because he's the coach, right? So yeah, I just got welcomed into it. A nice community over there, and yeah.
Then from there, how do you get involved in something like that? Where did that conversation go from you having that conversation to you being a member of the team?
So he gave me like the permission slip, right? And so I take it back to my grandma, get it signed,
Got to get grandma's approval, man.
Yeah, and so we just go in there, we start practicing. I played Fortnite last year, right? And we ended up getting first place in the Zero Build tournament.
Oh, sweet! Right. Congratulations, that's awesome.
Yeah. So
what game are you playing this year then?
This year I'm also gonna play Fortnite.
Defending champion.
Yeah.
Whatever wins, you keep going with that, right?
Yeah.
All right.
So,
Luna, for you, obviously the season hasn't been all that you guys could have envisioned in the win-loss column, but what has made this season for you guys as Spartans volleyball team memorable for you in your senior year?
I would definitely say the relationships that we've been able to build. I think we had a new coach this year, and I think she just came with a lot of great ideas, and it was so refreshing and just overall very positive to see someone that had so much care for us, like as a team and individually. So I think she definitely pushed us to create to create relationships with each and every girl on the team, and I think that's just made it so much more memorable. We're all genuinely like a really tight-knit little family, so I really love my team.
And that's obviously, when you think about going into your senior year and a coaching change, you don't think that the positives that are going to come out of it. You worry about it. Am I going to gel with her? Is she going to gel with me? All those kind of things. Are we going to be a cohesive unit? How excited were you when you realized we may not get the wins in the win column, but we are just having so much fun and you've been able to grow this bond? When you saw that, how excited were you?
Well, honestly, it started from the very beginning when we started our conditioning over the summer. She just came with so many great ideas and so many new things for us to do, and it was really refreshing, and I just had a lot of hope for this season. And still yet, like, I think we've done a great job this season. I think we've definitely improved so much, and I'm so excited to see what the teams or what the program has to offer moving forward. I think it's only up from here.
Jaden, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What is it most people don't know about esports that you'd like them to know?
Most people, I feel like there's really a stigma around esports as a whole. Most people don't consider it like a sport, right? As your traditional basketball, baseball, things like that. But it really takes like hard hand and eye coordination, right? And reaction time, things like that. It really is like a sport, one of the things that you can think of is you think of a kid in his basement practicing.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking right now. Okay.
Okay, well, think of it like this. There's somebody practicing chess, right?
Right.
And he's practicing for, 2-3 hours a day, right? You're not thinking, oh, that's bad. You're not really thinking anything of it. That's like, okay, that's a really good not waste. It's a really good work.
Working on his craft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what's the difference between a kid playing 2 to 3 hours on League of Legends, per se? You're just strengthening the same muscles, right? The same decision making, the same, reaction time, things like that, right? So.
Yeah. By the way, Jaden, if you ever want to get in radio with that voice, you could do it in a minute. Just want to let you know. Okay. Just want to throw it out there. When it comes to volleyball, I'm just sort of wondering, when you guys have a match, whether you're favored or not favored, I'm sort of wondering, because this could go best of 3, it could go best of 5, those kind of things. And, football we know is 4 quarters. Basketball we know is 4 quarters. But you guys don't know the length of your match. And I'm sort of curious how you go into that kind of thing when it's sort of got wiggle room. Yeah.
Yeah. I think definitely just focusing on the mental aspect of the game. It's not knowing how long the game is going to be is like physically challenging and mentally challenging too. But it's just if you're able to stay engaged and focused throughout the whole time, it'll fly by, and you'll just be able to enjoy it if you're like really locked in.
All right, let's give it up for Luna and Jaden. Quarter number 2's coming to an end. We're giving another chicken sandwich away. Tyler Poe's group is going to start playing some music. Let's go. And who's got it? Oh, there you go. All right. Come on up. Come here.
Great job, buddy. Great job. Got some party gifts for you.
There you go. All right. Tyler, am I in here? Are we switching? Stay? Okay. It's quarter number 3 in the huddle. Quarter number 3. You know what that means. We just got done with halftime. Stan gave us a pep talk in the locker room. Alex, our director, did too. We are ready for the second half. Trevor, what do you got for us? A little football here.
Well, we got 2 standout football players for the 5-1 South High Spartans. Greg, to your right, we've got wide receiver DB Jyrell Hosley, running back, quarterback, wherever Coach Mills needs you, right, man? And then O-lineman, D-lineman, Nate Ramos here next to me. The guy's got such a big brain and a big head, he had to pull his headset down just a little bit. So, gentlemen, welcome, and it's homecoming for you guys tonight. You guys are looking for another league win. You're at home against East Blades. Jyrell, for you, how big is this moment for you guys? How big is this game, the environment, all of that?
It's very big for us this week because, last year we didn't win homecoming, so we want to go into this game winning our homecoming so we could finish off with a strong season.
And Nate, this start that you guys have had to this season, phenomenal. You guys are 5-1, and really a few little hiccups here and there against Independence, and you guys might be undefeated right now. How much fun are you guys having right now as a football team?
Honestly, as a team, I feel like we're having a lot of fun. There's a lot of good chemistry there. A lot of us are returning from last year off of not so good of a season. So it's nice to have a winning record and be a good team as we should have been the past years.
Jarrell, you guys started on a Thursday night at Ridgeville.
Yeah.
On a night where it looked like neither offense really could get anything cohesively going. And then if I remember correctly, you picked up a fumble.
No, that would be my teammate,
there
David,
it is.
number 7.
There it is. So where have you guys gone as a football team from that night to where you guys are right now?
So starting off from there, we had a few hiccups, of course, because, we just came together. We're a young team. As many would see, a lot of our players are young sophomores or juniors. And just going by week, we just try and get better each day at practice, try and push each other at practice so that we can be the team that we know that we could be and the team we could have been in the past few years.
Okay. Nate, I got a question for you about one of your fellow linemen. He's standing right over there. He's got a saxophone. He wears big number 74. He's got a last name, Butterball, which is probably one of the greatest last names for an offensive lineman, but he's back there playing the saxophone. How much fun is it to see a teammate of yours not only be on the football field, but being back here in the band and just having fun, just like your ASB president said earlier about just getting involved in high school? Talk about him and then talk about what it means to be involved in a campus like this.
It's kind of nice to see him being involved in like band and like football. It'll be like halftime, he's running, he's like, oh, I have to go perform with the band instead of talking to coach about like adjustments. It's kind of fun, like, and funny to see him just running back and forth to different activities. I've always felt like being involved is important when you're in high school because it's pretty much what you make of it. Some people have bad experiences, some people better than others because they were involved. So I feel like the more involved you are, the better experience you have overall.
Jarrell,
Appreciate it.
Trevor mentioned the first game. Let's just be honest, it was ugly for a while. Really?
First half.
Last week you catch 3 TD passes. Josh throws for 5. This offense really has blossomed. How do you guys feel in terms of looking forward, not only to tonight against East High, but the rest of your schedule and into the postseason?
I think we should definitely win league and go far in the playoffs. We've just came together a lot as a team. Our O-line blocks for the quarterback. Our receivers get on their routes when we can, and the defense just shuts out the other offense. So we just get the ball back and we try and score.
For everyone, including myself included, who has mispronounced your name, say it out loud one time. Go.
Jarrell Hazley.
Hazley, there you go. And Jarrell. I've given it like 6 different versions. I'll just say it real fast. You're probably sitting at home going, come on, man. Okay, but it's fixed, all right?
Thank you.
Good enough. Hey, we've talked a lot about what you guys can do offensively. What about that Spartans defense? What do you guys want to say about it?
Oh, the defensive line and the linebackers, they always stop the run. And then when it goes time to get the ball out of the air, the corners and the safeties do what they got to do to go get the ball.
Your thoughts?
I mean, our defense is just, they're mean. They're out there. They're ready to smack the other team in the mouth every opportunity given. They're just ready.
There you go. All right. South High tonight against East High. We're going to have predictions later on coming up in the fourth quarter. In fact, Trevor's going to take us through the whole Kern High School district and some of the games last night as well. You guys, like Trevor also mentioned, we're just one game away from being the other undefeated team along with BHS, just that one game against Independence. But it's a long season. I'm sure you guys got goals of league and Valley, or actually we call it Central Section Championship these days. I'm sort of wondering, tell me, I've known him for years, give us one inside story on Coach Kerry Mills.
Oh,
tell us something we don't know about Kerry.
Please make it a good one, too.
No, you got that.
Who's got it? Who's got it? Who doesn't want to start tonight? No. Okay. Just tell us something, maybe a little humorous about Coach Mills. You're thinking hard, aren't you?
You got to go first.
Nah, you got that. You got that.
Are you guys the knuckleheads, or is he the knucklehead?
Oh, no, it's definitely me. Definitely me at practice.
All right, good enough. Well, listen, since we put you on the spot, we're going to wrap up quarter number 3. Predictions are coming up next. It's the fourth quarter. It's time for another chicken sandwich. Chicken sandwich. Can people in the band catch? Oh, they got to play music.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Good luck tonight.
There you go. There you go. Come on up. Come on up.
What up, knucklehead?
Am I inside one?
What I gotta do here?
Oh, just put it on. And just make make sure that mic is.
Good idea.
Check.
Yep, you're good.
I feel like I'm on the sidelines Friday night.
Yeah, but don't scream at us like you would an assistant here.
You want me to throw these down? And
It's time for quarter number 4. Quarter number 4. Here we are in the Huddle. South High. How you doing? All right, now our final chicken sandwich goes to Coach because we know he ain't going to eat all day. So there you go. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, it is time to talk about what happened last night, what's happening today. Talk to Coach. Trevor, take it away.
Well, first off, we'd like to welcome in head coach Kerry Mills of the 501 South Spartans. Coach, I think like we talked about it with your two boys earlier in the previous segment. I mean, you guys have really made leaps and bounds in the last 8 weeks. How excited are you to see where they're at right now and where you guys are going from here on out?
I'm very excited because I've told them all year long, and I know they didn't believe me, but they had a lot of potential. We had a lot of the right pieces in the right places, and as the 8 weeks have gone by, I think they've slowly kind of bought in a little bit. So, we'll see where it goes from here. We definitely have a team to go.
And you guys are building off something pretty impressive offensively last week. Josh Encinas has turned into one of the best quarterbacks in the city. Had 5 touchdown passes last week.
Don't tell him that. Don't tell him that.
Well, I think he just heard it, didn't you?
No. He's doing well. We're trying to get better every week.
But you look at let's talk about your defense, just like Greg did earlier. I mean, opportunistic, flying around, trying to get to the ball. Is that such a huge key for you as a head coach, being able to make sure the defense is dialed in and night out?
Yeah, and I'm the head coach, and I do call the offense, and so but you got to be concerned with defense, and they play like the coach, my defensive coordinator Ryan Harlan. They play just like he does, and we've always been a team that has had good team speed. So that's how we got to stop. We're not going to stop you with our size, except maybe this year we can, but we got to stop you with speed and getting there and preventing you from getting corners and things like that.
Kerry, this is the best start that you guys have been on since you've been the head coach here at South High.
No, everyone says no.
No?
No. My first year, we were 8-0.
Were you really?
Yes.
Okay. I will say when I'm wrong, but let me ask you a question. Are you one of those guys do you see the forest through the trees? Do you kind of, soak in the moments? Are you a goal-oriented guy and you're just trying to get to that next goal during the season? I'm
just trying to get through the next hour. I mean, it's like, 6 periods over, now I got to plan for football, and then I got to let's get football over with. I don't plan ahead too much. I try to, but I think it's high school kids. You can't. You start planning, and then it all goes to mess. They have homecoming dance, and they have this, and they have that. So. But
are you enjoying this? Are you trying to soak in these moments with the start to the season and where this could go?
Oh yeah. When you're playing well, you always enjoy that. So now, the best thing about it is just when you're playing well, the attention it brings to the kids. So that's more important to me than anything. Who cares about me? I'm old and have no hair. These guys are young, and some of them are good looking. The other ones are ugly.
So he was telling me before we came on, 30 years at South High.
Yeah.
13 as the head coach, but he was named temporary head coach, so he thinks he's still temporary.
That title's never been removed from that coach. It's always temporary.
Okay. Hey, so what's the message tonight in the locker room before you leave and come out for the game? What are you going to tell the kids?
Just keep doing what we've been doing. Just come out and play fast, play hard, and play as a team. Sometimes we're knuckleheads, as you know, and we can
teenagers.
We're teenagers, man, and we can forget that stuff. We can think about homecoming dance. We can keep that. We can think about this and that. It's like, no, man, let's get 6-1, and you'll be happy. I promise you.
Exactly.
One last thing before we get to last night's game of the predictions, the renovation in the stadium, Kerry. Probably the best renovation that I've seen of a stadium in recent years, especially when it comes to track and the track and field and the seating at the finish line for the straightaway. When you look at that and you kind of see everything that's going on, how excited do you get when you get to play in the stadium in the way that it looks now?
We love that stadium. I've always liked it because it's always been unique.
Yeah.
So when they came in and they remodeled it, it was yeah, it just made it really nice. In my opinion, it's the nicest stadium in the city, one of the nicest stadiums in the section, with the new track, the new Steve Strauss track, thanks to Mr. Mendebrew over there. It has a great track. It's 9-lane. We can hold CIF events, and then we also have this Steve Strauss finish line. So it's nice that we're able to pay or give back to some of the, our forefathers here at South High who came through here.
Yeah. And I would also say the best lights.
Oh yeah,
your lights are spectacular lights.
Yeah, that's not saying much because the old lights suck so bad. Well, they put the new ones in, and you know what? They'll even be better this week because one of my coaches, who's the electrician for the district, he's going to put it on high. He says it's only been on medium.
Really?
Yeah. So we're going to light it up.
Okay. You saying that, Bill?
We're lighting up the south side.
All right. Good enough.
All right, so let's get into it. So last night we had 4 games in the county. It was in the district. It was actually the largest Thursday night that we've had this season. Start off first, Golden Valley was at Miramonte. Nate Gonzalez led Miramonte with 150 yards of 24 carries, 2 touchdowns. Miramonte beat Golden Valley 20-14.
Huge win for Christian.
Yeah, it puts them in playoff. They're now eligible for the playoffs, a league win, and you get that big M word.
And the horizon's wide open now. It's
100% wide open. Yep. Last night, Ridgeview was at Independence. Greg, you were at that game. It was a 21-12 win for Independence. You were at that game. Your 30 seconds on that.
Somebody just dropped the ball. And they dropped it again. It wasn't the prettiest game, but the Independence defense made up for the sins of their offense and their special teams, and they held Ridgeview in check. Ridgeview had opportunities. They, too, made some mistakes, turnovers, and it cost them. But it felt like a rivalry game.
And 2 teams that you've played this year in that game. Yep. Yeah. Number 10, Liberty, was at number 9, Frontier, and that game lived up to the hype. It came down to a last touchdown where Emiliano Witten scored for Liberty in the final minute of the game, and Liberty was victorious 25-20. Stan, you watched most of that game. What's your 30 seconds on that one?
I thought that 2 teams that are trying to find their identity still, they struggled. A lot of times football comes down to 3 plays. And you look at the 3 plays that hurt you, and that's what happened there. I mean, there was one series where Liberty got a touchdown off of them punting the ball once, them punting the ball a second time because they fumbled.
Yeah.
And a fumble on the 5-yard line.
And then Frontier got a touchdown on a fumble in the end zone.
Yeah.
The same way. So it was a back-and-forth battle, but it was 2 teams that kind of look eerily similar in what they're trying to do right now, and they battle to the very end.
Yeah, trying to find themselves.
Yep. And then the game of the night, and to me it might have been the game of the year last night, was number 5 and undefeated BHS at number 16 Centennial, and that thing came down to overtime, and that was a phenomenal game. It was 14-14 at the end of regulation. Centennial takes the ball first. They score within 2 plays after pass interference. Jason Grant scores a second of 2 touchdowns. BHS gets the ball, and it was the Bryson Abbott game in that final drive. He scores from the 12, and then there were a couple unsportsmanlike calls against Centennial that moved the extra point up to the 1-yard line. And Kerry, what do you do when you get the 1-yard line in a 1-point game? What are you going to do?
Give it to Marshawn.
You're going to go for
for sure.
Give it a little beast mode.
Yep.
So that moved it down to the 1, and then there was a whistle on BHS's sideline. And when it's when it's a sideline warning, it's just a warning. There's no yardage marker, so that's why the ball didn't come back. So the Drillers were able to run it to the right. Bryson Abbott scores at 22-21, an absolute thriller. But it was one of those things where you almost don't want those calls being made because we wanted that game to continue because it was that electric of a football game.
Game of the year.
Yep, 100%.
That was the game of the year, and I'll tell you, somebody asked me right before overtime, where's Abbott been? And boy, did he show up.
He showed up at the end, and you know what? Both defenses came to play last night. Jason Grant, lowest total of the year. Other than last week, we didn't play a lot in a blowout win. Bryson Abbott, same thing. They both had about 50 yards in regulation. Both had 20 yards in the overtime in one series. And that's what great players do. They step up in the big time, and that's what Bryson Abbott and Jason Grant did last night for those 2 teams.
I would also say we were talking about how it had seeding implication. I don't think either team got hurt. BHS is still undefeated.
Yeah.
Centennial just lost to an undefeated team by 1 point in overtime.
I think what you saw is one team that's going to go in the top 8 Division I, and you see another one that's going to be in the mix and probably a favorite in 1AA.
Mm. Well, and hopefully Santiago's not hurt.
Yeah.
Right.
He got hurt right before half. He was hobbled the whole second half. Probably
but
a different
such
game.
a gritty performance by him to be able to come out. You'd see a lesser man not want to come out. He said, I got it. I was talking to his dad, Hernan Santiago, longtime great coach here in town, and he looked at him. He was like, no. He's going to go. He's his own man.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so let's go on to these games tonight. We'll start off Rosamond at Kern Valley and High Desert League. This one's a toss-up. Kern Valley got a big shot in the arm last week with the monster win over Desert. Scorpions, they're on the verge of 8-man. Rosamond got a win over Cal City. I've got Kern Valley winning this one 25-15. Carrie, you want to do some picks with us today?
Oh, I'll do some picks.
All right.
People I don't know, I'll pick.
Yeah, Kern Valley. Rosamond's at Kern Valley. What do you got, man?
I got Kern Valley.
All right.
I think it's a toss-up, too. Rosamond played Foothill to a 2-point game, and so I think it's going to be a tough home game for Kern Valley.
Very much
I think
so.
it's one possession.
Kern Valley.
Yep. Shafter on the road, 5-1. They're at Delano. Shafter keeps this thing going. They're running the Wildcat with Marion Sloan at quarterback. Delano, is this a must-win game for the Tigers after losing to Kennedy last week? Yes. This game is in Delano at Gene Beck Stadium. I've got Shafter winning this one 35-21.
I'd go with Shafter on that also.
Shafter, too. I don't think Delano will score 21, though. That's their offense has been still a work in progress.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll go with Shafter. They're on a roll now.
Stockdale 1-5, 0-1 in league after losing to Frontier last week at Garces, who is 1-5 on paper, 0-6 on the field because they got a forfeit win. They lost to Centennial in the opener last week. Both of them are kind of, playing that quarterback changing game, but I think Stockdale wins this one, a tight one, 14-13.
I pass.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
I think Stockdale's on the right path now. I think they're getting things done.
And they've got a chance between Garces this week and Ridgeview next week. If they can win both of those games, they're playoff eligible. Tehachapi at North. Tehachapi's running the ball really well. They had 5 different guys run for at least 58 yards last week. North has had a tough run the last 3 weeks. They had a 14-0 lead over Arvin and a 24-14 loss. I've got Tehachapi holding this one on because I just think their run game is that good right now. 35-21 Warriors.
I've seen both teams on film. Tehachapi just got a little bit more, I think. I'd go Tehachapi.
If Bradley Dockery does come back tonight for North, it's going to make it a little bit tighter of a game. They need him at quarterback.
It will,
right?
but I tell you what, Kyler Hooford's now in Tehachapi's pass game, and that guy's a load. He's tall, he can catch. They don't throw it a lot, but when they do, they'll throw it to that guy. So I think Tehachapi wins.
I'm the Lone Ranger then. And my secretary's from North High. She said I have to pick him. So North High.
And Levy knows where you live.
Yeah.
Del Oro at Arvin tonight. League opener for Arvin after playing in non-league last week. Del Oro's 2-4, 0-1. Lefty quarterback Andrew Rosales, great quarterback, especially Xavier Brooks. They 710, the 134 passing yards for Arvin has gone to Brooks. Got Arvin winning this one, 28-14.
Yeah, Arvin can throw the ball. I saw their game a couple weeks ago. I would take Arvin.
I like Arvin's balance in this one. I do.
I'm one of those guys that picks teams just based on the color of their socks. This is for Vance Palm, Arvin Bears.
Of course it is. God's country, right?
Yep.
Foothill at West tonight. Foothill's 1-0 in league. West is 0-1. Big win last week for Foothill. I got them rolling this thing 21-20.
Me?
Yeah, you.
I got to go with my league. I got to go with West.
I figured as much.
All right, I'm going Foothill in this one, but they can't have a letdown after that win over Miramonte.
Yeah.
I have never picked Foothill. They message me every week. West High.
Oh, yeah, by the way, I picked you Foothill. All right, we got 2 games left. Big one, Highland. 4-2, had a loss last week against the Drillers in league. BCHS 4-2, they got a win in league last week. BCHS beat Ridgeview last week, like I said. But if Austin Hernandez plays for the Scots tonight, I've got them in the upset, 35-28, Highland.
Very similar teams. I think BCHS, just a little better.
Okay.
I like BCHS in this one.
I got Highland on a bounce-back game.
Outside guys. And our last and final game, ladies and gentlemen, East High Blades at the South High Spartans.
What am I going to say?
Greg, I'm going to go ahead and go with you first.
I'm going with the South High.
Give the man. Yeah.
South High. All the way in the huddle.
There you go. There you go.
Got to get this other hat off. There you go.
I also have South High.
Yep, South High. Hey, well-rounded team, playing great, has everything in front of them. I've got South winning this one big, 42-14.
Let's go. And I'll say it once and I'll say it correctly. Gyro Hazley. That's what I'm saying. There you go. All right. Tell you what, Kerry, it's been great having you here.
Thank you for coming.
I got a quick question. How much time we have, Alex?
2 minutes.
2 minutes? I can ask you that. You know, when we were talking about Josh and Cena's having a great week, and you said, don't let him hear that, don't let him hear that. You strike me as the type of coach, and many times I've talked to you, that it's team before player all the time. You don't want to like put one guy above the other, even if they are terrific. You want this to be a team unit. The successes and defeats all come as a team. Can you talk to your thought process on that?
Well, in my opinion, football is the ultimate team sport because of just what everybody has to be doing. So yeah, I want the whole team to get love. And if the team isn't playing well, one guy can be playing great, but if the team isn't doing well, we're not going to win that game. So it's all about team.
Yeah,
it's all about team.
Well, your league is wide open, as is the Horizon League, which we saw last night. We got a lot of games coming at you tonight. And Stan, any parting thoughts before we get out of here?
No, I'm ready. I'm ready for tonight.
Any more you'd like to say to the folks at Foothill?
Well, so the coach's wife actually inboxed me and said, "Don't pick us." I got to make sure I come. She texted me. She said, "Do not pick us."
Okay, all right, good enough. I've gotten a few of those messages myself over the years. Okay. Anyway, for Trevor, for Coach, for Stan, I'm Greg. Let's hear it one more time here. Hey, can we hear that marching band? Let's go. The regiment. Tyler Poe, get him to go.
Yeah.